TSM Videos, the leader in football education.
Coach Tim Salem with the UCF Knights here to talk about winning coaching points for tight ends. Tight end position, like any position in football, attitude. Attitude now is a manner, a disposition, a feeling towards self-improvement, team unity, and winning. All these things combined add up to your attitude. Talking about some of those objectives for then a tight end position. Some things that are very important for any position, including obviously the tight ends, is they must grasp the concept of the offense with complete understanding of your position. Also included this is the defensive structures and alignments of the opponents you see. So not unless you know what you're doing, you must know what the opponents are doing. Now, as we start to talk about some of those drills in there, okay, some of the drills, walk into a block. You know, a lot of times you got players that always start in a stance. You try and get them fitted in. I like to, number one, have players learn how to walk into a block where they're separated by a couple feet and they actually have to get down and just take a couple of good, short, strong steps and have a chance to be able to lift and explode into the block. And part of that, you want to coach those tight ends on the defensive side, looking through to them so you can see their eyes. Because you want to make sure their eyes, again, as we talked about contact and landmark and approach, that their eyesight and their vision has a chance you see exactly what they're seeing. You don't want guys walking into blocks where they start to close their eyes or turn their head or fade away from contact. You want guys that just kind of start to take some initial little choppy steps, that they see what they're going to hit, and they're going to gravitate and grind into that landmark as they make contact. I'd like to come over here and use the whiteboard for examples for some tight end blocks and techniques I think would be of interest to you. But I do want to start off and talk about number one. Defensive line play, defensive end play has changed over the years. What is happening now from the defensive side of the ball towards the offensive side is defenders are now coming out of their stance and being told to get their hands on you and fast and as quick as they can out of their stance to control you. So, years ago, as you kind of moved through a blocking progression and had a chance to kind of take your short first step, get your hands loaded up, and have a chance to take your hands and extend them on the second step. What has happened now, especially the tight end position versus ends, is you are now coming right out of your stance and your hands are gone. So anything you have to do now for hand play, hand jive, hands out of stance, the quickness and speed of your hands from the line of scrimmage in your stance, out of your stance, you start to control the defensive end is now of prime importance now in really college football, and it's been that way now in pro football and probably working its way down to the high school levels. So